Hi everyone and welcome to my channel Discover Horizons. This channel will mostly make content about Japan because Japan is one of my biggest passions. So if you are interested in Japan and want to build a community, please subscribe, it would help this channel to grow. So today I would like to talk about things that you maybe don't really think straight away when you already booked your ticket to Japan and you're super excited. But there are some things you have to think about before you're going to Japan. So some of them maybe you already knew, but some might come as a surprise. So let's get started. So let's start with number one, that is cash. Even though Japan is a very developed country, it still prefers cash over cards. So think about that when you're landing in Japan, that you have to have a little bit of cash on you. There's a lot of ATMs in major cities like Tokyo. For example, a lot of convenience stores have ATMs and other places as well. But if you're traveling to more remote areas, there may be limited possibility to take out cash there. And also when you pay with cash, place it on the special plate that is laying next to the cashier. Don't give money straight into hands. That is considered bad manners. Now, your passport is your key to many different experiences in Japan, including check-ins and even duty-free shopping if you're, for example, buy some electronics. You can even carry a photocopy of your passport to avoid losing the original. Some places may accept it as your ID. Wearing a mask in Japan is a common courtesy, especially during cold and flu seasons. And more importantly, if you are sick, to ensure that you don't infect others. It's also acceptable to wear a mask for personal health reasons. So basically, if you want to wear a mask, it will be okay in any conditions. Well, these public holidays should be avoided while visiting Japan. Many Japanese people take advantage of these holidays to travel inside of Japan. It's one of the busiest travel seasons, and many places like popular tourist spots, transportation and hotels can be crowded and as well as much more expensive. It's really good to have one of these cards if you are planning to use public transportation, that you will probably do if you visit bigger cities like Tokyo. These cards can also be used for vending machines and to pay in convenience stores. They're very convenient because you can load them with money and use like a credit card in different places that have a Suica or Pasmo logo displayed. For example, to use your card, you can just scan it in a vending machine and money will be automatically deducted from your card. Note that right now some rules are changed about Suica card and you can purchase Welcome Suica as a foreigner. Japanese have a unique way of respecting privacy of everyone around them, so they are always trying to be nice and respectful of people. So being silent on trains is a cultural norm in Japan. So if you're traveling by train, use headphones while listening to music and watching videos, avoid eye contact and keep conversations at a very low level. There's a limited public internet access in Japan. That is why if you're planning to use internet and you do not have mobile internet available from your mobile service provider, it is wise to buy a portable internet router. You can rent these at airports and hotels and some other places. Tipping is not a customary practice in Japan because the aim is to provide exceptional service always. If you're attempting to tip, it may cause confusion or be politely declined, as it goes against the local culture. So instead, express gratitude with simple arigatou gozaimasu, that is thank you, or gochusou-sama deshita, if you are thanking for the meal. You have to keep in mind that there's a lot of staircases in Japan, making it hard to walk around with, for example, heavy luggage. Well, it depends where you're staying. If you're planning to stay in the same hotel, all your stay, then it may be not a problem because you're gonna carry it only once. But if you're planning to move around, consider using a bit smaller luggage or even backpacks. There's also a possibility to leave your luggage at some storage places or lockers, but the time is usually limited to 1 day. Kabukicho in Shinjuku is known for its nightlife, but it's also associated with scams targeting tourists. It's a very beautiful place, so don't avoid it, enjoy it. Just be more careful of people offering services and politely decline. Google Maps is a lifesaver for your trip planning. You can look up trains and bus schedules on a specific day or even plan ahead. So you can save your favorite spots and categorize them in different folders. For example, restaurants or attractions or places to revisit. It's overall a very convenient app that is also user-friendly. Japanese people study English as a part of their education. However, not everyone may speak English. So learn a few basic phrases that you will use. So essential phrases include konnichiwa, that is hello, arigatou gozaimasu, thank you very much, and sumimasen, excuse me, or sorry. Some tip is to write it on a paper, for example, and let Japanese person read your question. They're usually better to understand English if they see it in a written form, because it can be harder for them to understand your pronunciation. Otherwise, you can learn some English loanwords, because they have a lot of them in Japanese. Note that English words are pronounced with Japanese twist due to differences in phonetics. If you're interested, you can read through Japanese hiragana, that is their alphabet, to understand how does it sounds. For example, coffee is kohi, or hamburger is hamburger, or hotel is hoteru. So try to say English words in Japanese way. That way you may be better understood. Google Translator has improved so much over the years and become more accurate while translating Japanese. To use Google Translator camera, you just have to open the camera in your app and point it at some Japanese text, Japanese kanji, and you will see the translations. So it's super convenient to translate menus, signs, and other written information. In many areas, it's legal to enjoy alcohol in public spaces. So you can purchase your drinks from convenience stores or vending machines and enjoy them while walking around the streets. But one thing is that Japan has almost no public trash cans, so you might have to take your trash to a hotel and throw it there. So grab a plastic bag with you when you're going out. Eating while walking on the streets is generally discouraged in Japan. You will not see that many people that are eating while walking. You should eat your food in special areas, like in front of the convenience store or in some food markets. Usually it's next to the place where you bought your food from. If you don't want to stand out too much, before your trip, make a research how the locals dress. Japanese fashion is usually very modest, including long sleeves and wide clothing. Shorts and skirts of moderate length are generally acceptable, but excessively low-cut tops might attract attentions, as well as naked shoulders. So be aware of that. One thing to keep in mind, that you don't wear anything going to onsen, so it's not the same as a spa. Usually there's an entrance for men and an entrance for women. So you will never be kind of together, men and women together. And before entering onsen, you have to shower, rinse truly to maintain your hygiene, and only afterwards you can go into the water. Tattoos are often frowned upon in onsen, but some places provide cover-up options like long sleeves or special tape. Japan mostly is a very polite country. So it's deeply ingrained in Japanese culture to be polite. For example, bowing is a common form of respect, with the depth conveying to the level of the respect. As well, use honorifics such as san when addressing people you don't know, and avoid addressing people by using word you. Address people by using their name, but only after you're given the permission to use their name. Japan is a country where there's a lot of rules, and it's really hard for tourists to learn all of them. So don't be afraid if you do some mistakes, because locals understand that you're a tourist and you don't know all of them. But if you're learning and you're trying to learn and you're putting some effort in those rules, locals will appreciate that and appreciate your genuine efforts to understand their culture. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Check out my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much. ありがとうございます。またね。